iPhone 14 Pro. Everything we know so far. Apple's iPhone 14 Pro is set to be the phone that could shake up the iPhone range by potentially bringing in a notably different design from the iPhone 13 Pro. So far the rumors have hinted at everything from the death of the notch to the return of Touch ID. This is probably well overdue. As good as the iPhone 13 Pro is, it's arguably not a definitive upgrade over its predecessor. And overall, the iPhone hasn't taken a huge leap forward since the iPhone 11 Pro. In the face of stiff competition from the likes of the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and the Google Pixel 6 Pro, it looks like Apple will need to bring its A game to the iPhone 14 Pro. Our iPhone 14 Pro Max versus Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra face-off has more on that battle. Thankfully, going by the leaks and rumors so far, Apple's next Pro model might be doing just that. And the iPhone 14 Pro could have some big differences from the other iPhone 14 models. iPhone 14 Pro latest rumors, updated June 27. An iPhone 14 Pro killer upgrade has been detailed in a new report from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. Here are all the rumored iPhone 14 colors, plus our predictions. The batteries for the iPhone 14 series may have been revealed in this social media post. We've run down the latest rumors to get an idea of the iPhone 14 launch and release date. Put September 13 in your calendars. Alleged performance benchmarks for the iPhone 14 Pro show the power boost for the A16 Bionic chip that we expect. iPhone 14 Pro rumored release date and price. Going by all the rumors so far, we reckon September 13 will be the launch date for the iPhone 14 range. After that, we can expect pre-orders of the iPhone 14 range to go live the Friday after the Apple event, September 16, with the phones being released a week later, likely on Friday, September 23. This would be 10 days after the rumored Apple event. Somewhat reliable leaker Leaksaplepro has claimed 3 of the 4 iPhone 14 models are tipped for a price hike, but it's definitely just a rumor. If true, the iPhone 14 Pro would start at $1,099, which is a $100 hike over the $999 iPhone 13 Pro. And the iPhone 14 Pro Max may see a similar increase, with it hitting $1,199. This relatively significant leap in launch price would certainly sting the wallet of anyone hoping to score a high-end next-gen iPhone 14. Another leaker, Shadow Leak, has posted on Twitter that he also expects the regular iPhone 14 Pro to cost $1,099. iPhone 14 Pro design. Hipster John Prosser has showcased a suite of renders supposedly based on leaked information, which revealed possible big changes for the iPhone 14 Pro. Prosser's renders show a trio of cameras flush with the iPhone 14 Pro's back. But if that sounds nice, you might be disappointed by some rival schematics that show the iPhone 14 Pro models looking a lot like their iPhone 13 counterparts. The raised camera array is back and even bigger on the iPhone 14 Pro. The new phones are also rumored to be 0.2mm thicker than the iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max. Other reports also have the camera module tipped to get bigger. The reason for this, according to reliable Apple analyst Ming Kai Kuo, is that a larger module is needed to house a 48MP camera. As a result, another leak claims the corners of the iPhone 14 Pro, but not the Pro Max, will be getting rounder to better match the curved corners of the new module. Other notable design changes from various iPhone 14 Pro rumors are the removal of the now infamous display notch. Display analyst Ross Young expects Apple to offer a pill-shaped cutout for Face ID, along with a punch hole, so basically 2 cutouts. This design is now seemingly locked in according to rumors from Everything Geplepro. Below is an alleged schematic from a leaker on Weibo, showing what the iPhone 14 Pro design could look like. We're not sure this would be an improvement over the notch, though. These rumors were given more credence with what appears to be a leaked supply chain photo showing off the display panels for all 4 iPhone 14 models. While the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Max look poised to keep the display notch, the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max appear to be set to kill the notch in favor of a combination of a pill-shaped cutout alongside what appears to be a punch-hole camera or sensor. Young and analyst firm Display Supply Chain Consultants have once again hammered home the idea of an iPhone 14 Pro with dual cameras cutouts. However, the standard iPhone will need to wait another year before it gets a notch-less display, which helps to further boost the appeal of going pro with the next iPhone. Our best look at what all the design changes add up to can be seen in some iPhone 14 mock-ups posted by Alibaba and shared by Mikado Kara. In the case of the iPhone 14 models, you not only see the 2 cutouts on the front display, but the larger camera module. Mikado Kara reports that iPhone 13 Pro cases won't fit the iPhone 14 Pro because of that bigger module. Another suite of CAD renders have given us yet another taste of what the iPhone 14 Pro could look like with a notch-less design. The somewhat asymmetrical look seems rather un-Apple, but it's definitely distinctive. A further set of dummy units of all 4 iPhone 14 models has appeared in a video on iUPDAT. Opens a new tab. This one directly compares the camera module on the iPhone 14 Pro dummy to the one on the iPhone 13 Pro. There were some early rumors that Touch ID could make a return in the form of an under-display fingerprint scanner. However, the jury is still out on how likely this is. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo reckons that there won't be an iPhone with Touch ID or under-display Face ID for another few years. This would have been pretty disappointing, as during these mask-wearing times, having an alternative to Face ID is very handy. But with iOS 15.4, Apple has made it so that Face ID can recognize a legitimate user even when they are wearing a mask. It works remarkably well, meaning Apple may have bypassed the need for fingerprint-centric biometrics. We've only had one leak address the color options for the iPhone 14 Pro, and it's been deleted. A Chinese leaker claimed that alongside the familiar graphite, silver and gold Pro iPhone colors, the new option for this year would be a dark purple. In May, McRumors summarized the status of iPhone 14 color rumors thus far, with the addition of the purple option, the most radical change. Otherwise, the report has the black, white, blue and product red options that make up the current iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 sections. Note that Apple has started calling its black and white phones Midnight and Starlight, respectively. The pink and green colors would be dropped this time around. As for the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max, the new purple hue would join silver, gold and graphite as the reported color options. Both the Sierra Blue color available since the iPhone 13 Pro's launch and the Alpine Green version introduced in the spring would be dropped from the lineup. iPhone 14 Pro USB-C. There are rumors that suggest Apple would finally go the USB-C port route with the iPhone 14 Pro, and that would make sense as many of its devices already have USB-C connectivity. However, more recent rumors claim their Apple will stick with Lightning over USB-C, but switch to updated Lightning ports with faster USB 3.0 data transfer. That comes as the EU moves closer to making USB-C the standard charger for portable devices like the phones. For some people, USB-C on the iPhone 14 Pro would be a must-have feature. In fact, the Lightning connector is arguably the worst thing about the iPhone, as it can wear out over time. This can make it very difficult to charge your phone. Unfortunately, Apple is unlikely to abandon Lightning unless it has to. Given how established the standard and its ecosystem of accessories already is. Meanwhile, Ming-Chi Kuo predicts that Apple will switch the iPhone to USB-C, but not until late 2023. If he's correct and a new report in Bloomberg suggests that he is, it means we won't be seeing an official USB-C iPhone until the iPhone 15 arrives. iPhone 14 Pro display. One of the biggest upgrades of the iPhone 13 Pro delivered was a 120Hz dynamic refresh rate display. Thanks to the use of an LTPO panel, the screen could go from 120Hz to as little as 10Hz when a fast refresh rate was needed, and thus that helped save on battery life. According to some rumors, the iPhone 14 Pro could build upon this and scale down to as little as 1 Hz, reducing the power drain of a display. And this could enable the reported use of an always-on display. Long rumored to be an upcoming feature for next-gen iPhones. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has claimed the iPhone 14 Pro will finally get always-on display, and it'll be used to show weather, calendars, stocks, activities and other data on the lock screen. But the low refresh rate helping preserve battery life. In contrast, the standard iPhone 14 models are now tipped to get a 90Hz display, which would be an upgrade over the 60Hz of the iPhone 13, but not quite up there with the Pro phones. As for screen sizes, according to Ross Young, the iPhone 14 Pro could increase in size from 6.06 inches to 6.12 inches, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max from 6.68 to 6.69 inches. This will apparently be because of rumored slimmer bezels and new notch design. iPhone 14 Pro cameras. Don't expect a big change in the number of cameras the iPhone 14 Pro will bring, as the Pro phones are tipped to stick with the standard combo of a main, ultra-wide and telephoto array. Given how Apple phones regularly feature in our best camera phones lineup, that's no bad thing. But one leak has the iPhone 14 Pro tipped to get a 48MP main camera, which could finally make a change from the 12MP cameras Apple has used for years. Well, Cupertino's computational photography is some of the best around. Having more megapixels to play with would likely give the iPhone 14 Pro more scope when it comes to processing light and details. We could be at a time where megapixels matter once more to Apple. But a regular Apple tipster has the standard iPhone 14 models tipped to stick with 12MP cameras, with only the Pro models expected to get a 48MP main camera. No changes have been touted for the ultra-wide camera, but we'd be surprised if some effort wasn't made to improve the field of view and help remove some edge distortion. And there's scope for the telephoto camera to get a zoom boost, as an Apple patent points toward the company working on a periscope-style zoom camera. If such a feature was going to debut in an iPhone, It would be for the iPhone 14 Pro. But to muddy the waters, Apple Oracle Ming Kai Kuo claims the periscope camera won't appear until the iPhone 15 in 2023. Analyst Ming Kai Kuo claims all models of the iPhone 14 will get an upgraded front-facing camera. It's looking like this will involve a new wider aperture, a more complex 6-part lens, and the addition of autofocus for the first time.